Welcome on into Around the Big Sky, presented by Jimmy John's. We're your hosts, Karl Hunt
and Blake Barington.
All spring sports are underway with their 2020 seasons, and we're just 2 weeks from our first championship of the semester with the Big Sky Indoor Track and Field Championships in Pocatello, Idaho. Today, we'll recap last week and look ahead to what's going on this week, and also talk with Montana junior pitcher Tristin Achenbach. First, let's take a look at Big Sky Golf. Southern Utah, Northern Colorado, and Weber State all recorded top 5 finishes at the Pizza Hut Pat Hicks Invite in St. George, Utah earlier this week, with the Thunderbirds leading the way with a second-place showing. SUU's Ethan Gray and UNC's Kobe Welch were named Men's Golfer of the Week after both tied for second place with a 5-under par score of 139. Idaho State's Kyla Hoster earned Big Sky Women's Golfer of the Week after tying for 8th place at the Battle of Boulder Creek in Nevada with a score of 243. Hoster is the first Bengal to earn Golfer of the Week honor since 2002. Northern Arizona is the lone team in action early next week as the Lumberjacks attend the Rebel Beach Intercollegiate in Las Vegas.
Moving over to Big Sky Tennis, Weber State sits atop the Big Sky standings for both the men and the women, as the Wildcat men sit with a 5-3 overall record and 1-0 league mark alongside Sacramento State. The Wildcats defeated Idaho State 5-2 last week in their conference opener. The women are 3-1 on the season, riding a 3-match win streak following wins over Dixie State and Boise State last week. On the men's side, Montana State picked up a sweep of Seattle last week at home. Idaho, Northern Arizona, and Portland State rounded out the wins on the men's side. Idaho took down Lewis Clark State, while Portland State defeated George Fox, and Northern Arizona swept Western New Mexico in a doubleheader. The Montana State women also took down Seattle, while Idaho State earned a win over UTEP. Montana's Oisin Shafrey and Idaho State's Kristina Svetkovic captured Big Sky Player of the Week honors. Shafrey went 2-0 at number 4 singles with wins over Gonzaga and Boise State, while Svetkovic was also perfect in singles play at number 1 with straight set victories over Utah State and UTEP. 27 matches are slated for this week, with 4 of those being conference matches. The Big Sky Conference airs all of its live stream sporting events on Pluto TV for free, including up to 700 football, men's and women's basketball, volleyball, and selected soccer, softball, and track and field events. Watch online at pluto.tv or download the app. When we come back, we'll take a look at the latest in Big Sky track and field and softball.
Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
Welcome back to Around the Big Sky. We are on the home stretch of the indoor track and field season, as one more week remains before the Big Sky Indoor Championships in Pocatello, Idaho. Eastern Washington's Samantha Raines repeated as the Women's Field Athlete of the Week after recording a height of 13 feet and 1 inch in the pole vault at the Idaho Team Challenge. Montana State's Mckenna Ramsey had one of the best runs of her final season as a Bobcat in the 400 meters to earn Women's Track Athlete of the Week honors. She ran a time of 56.27 seconds. Northern Arizona's Jordy Beamish earned his 3rd weekly honor this week after being named the Big Sky Men's Track Athlete of the Week. Beamish ran the mile at the Millrose Games and finished with a time of 3 minutes, 56.90 seconds to score a new personal best and now has the 4th fastest time in the country. Idaho's Zach Short also received Men's Field Athlete of the Week honors for the 3rd time this season. Short won the shot put at the Idaho Team Challenge with a throw of 63 feet, 11.5 inches. That mark is now the 14th best in the country this season. Indoor action starts on Thursday this week with Southern Utah, Sacramento State, Northern Arizona, Northern Colorado, and Montana State all competing in the Don Kirby Invitational hosted by the University of New Mexico. Northern Arizona will also send athletes to the Iowa State Classic. Idaho will send athletes to compete in the Tyson Invitational at the University of Arkansas and to the Bronco Challenge at Boise State. Eastern Washington will join the Vandals in competing in the Bronco Challenge. Both Montana and Weber State will head to Seattle, Washington for the Husky Invitational, with Montana State sending athletes there as well. When we come back, we'll take a look at the opening weekend of Big Sky Softball and talk with Montana's Tristin Achenbach.
Need a hotel for work or just a night away? With over 50 hotels open and more on the way, we want to be your home away from home. My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel of the Big Sky Conference.
Welcome back to our final segment on Around the Big Sky. For weekly updates on what's going on in Big Sky Hoops, check out our other podcast This Week in Big Sky Basketball, as we provide the latest news for the men and the women. The Big Sky Basketball Championships, presented by My Place Hotels, take place March 9th through the 14th at CenturyLink Arena in Boise, Idaho. Visit BigSkyInBoise.com to view schedules, ticket pricing, hotel information, and more. In Big Sky softball last week, Montana and Sacramento State each began their 2020 seasons with 4-1 records. Montana posted wins over Central Arkansas, Louisiana Tech, Jackson State, and Alabama A&M at the Big Easy Classic in Louisiana. The Grizz also went to 10 innings against number 18 Texas Tech before falling 2-1. Montana earned a 10-inning victory over host Louisiana Tech, an NCAA tournament team a season ago. Hosting the NorCal kickoff, Sacramento State took down in-state foes Cal Baptist, St. Mary's, and UC Santa Barbara, while defeating Boise State 4-3 in 8 innings. The Broncos also made a trip to the 2019 NCAA tournament. The Hornets' lone setback came to Santa Clara. Big Sky preseason favorite Weber State went 3-2, downing New Mexico in the Grand Canyon kickoff opener while defeating the Lopes twice. Weber State's 2 losses came at the hands of Stanford. The Ho sisters Lauren and Faith both hit over 460 on the weekend to lead the Big Sky. Idaho State racked up a pair of wins at the NorCal kickoff in Davis, California, with victories over UC Santa Barbara and Cal Baptist. Southern Utah picked up the Big Sky's first Power 5 win of the season following a 2-1 victory over Oregon State at the Rebel Kickoff in Las Vegas. Portland State faced a brutal schedule at the Kajikawa Classic in Tempe, Arizona, squaring off against 4 Power 5 teams last week, with 3 of those being ranked. The Vikings run-rolled Western Michigan in their season opener. Northern Colorado rounded out the week's wins with a victory over Memphis in 8 innings. Montana swept the Big Sky Player of the Week honors with Brooklyn Wisegram and Tristin Achenbach earning recognition. Wisegram batted .438 with 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases to lead Montana and Louisiana. The Missoula native recorded a pair of doubles and 2 home runs among her 7 hits for a .938 slugging percentage. Achenbach posted a 3-1 record and .28 ERA in 25 innings pitched over the weekend. The junior from Montana struck out 25 batters, while walking just 4 and allowing 14 hits and 1 earned run to limit opponents to a 167 average.
Tristin now joins us on the show. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So you helped your team to a hot start to the season last weekend in Louisiana. What was working for you in the circle?
Yeah, I think it was warm out. We haven't really had a practice where it's been warm. Our team was just really excited to get out there and compete, and I think that's what we did. I think I had a lot of help from my teammates. They put up some runs, and I had great defense behind me, so that definitely helped.
Yeah, so you mentioned playing in the warmer weather. How is that in Montana, kind of not being able to practice as much outside earlier in the season?
Yeah, it gets tough right now. Our field is covered in snow, but there was a couple weeks in January, actually, where it was above 32 and it hadn't snowed and our field was plowed. So we got out there for a few hours each day, and that was really nice to be able to see balls and field balls on a field and not just inside.
Mm-hmm. So Coach Michael described your performance against Texas Tech with one simple word last week. She said, wow. Just talk about the confidence that gave you to not allow an earned run and also finish with 9 strikeouts against one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, I think it was really exciting, and it was just a really fun game. I think the funnest games are the ones that are really close like that. And so it was just a lot of fun to be out there with my teammates competing, and they had a huge role in that success. So I have to give it all to them.
So Montana's a really experienced squad this season with the majority of last year's team back. What was it like in the offseason to just keep moving forward from last year and not having to start over with the new squad?
Yeah, I think that was huge for us. We just our freshmen just came in and they just started running with us. So we didn't really have to take any steps backward. We just kept taking steps forward, and that it's really helpful when you have experienced girls and they're willing to help out the new ones. And I think that played a huge role in last weekend.
So you said the Big Sky single game record last year was 16 strikeouts. Just talk about that performance and feeling afterwards after you accomplished that.
Yeah, it was really exciting. I had no idea that it even happened until after the game when they announced it. So it was fun. It's nice to experience those things with the people that are around you, like my coaches and my teammates. They're always there supporting me, so that helps. That makes it fun.
So you're a Montana native, but besides being close to home, what drew you to coming to play for the Grizz?
Yeah, I really like the idea of being close to home and having my parents be able to come watch all my home games, but I also loved that Missoula and the feel that Missoula has, and I loved all of our facilities. I loved what the academics had to offer me, and I just think that Grizz Nation is really something that doesn't really compare. Like, you don't know what it's like till you're here, but it's amazing, and I can't imagine being anywhere else.
So I know being a collegiate athlete takes up a lot of your time, especially softball, playing 60 games a year. But what are some of your hobbies when you're not on the field?
Yeah, when I'm not on the field, first school, but when that's not a thing and it's nice out, I love hiking and being outdoors. I am from Montana, so all the outdoors things I love doing.
Definitely a lot of good mountains up there, hiking trails.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Tristin, we appreciate you joining us today. Best of luck this weekend down in Las Vegas and the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
That's Montana junior pitcher Tristin Achenbach.
That's a wrap on this week's show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week to talk more Big Sky sports. Until then, I'm Karl Hunt.
And I'm Blake Barington.
On Around the Big Sky.